apologies for the slight late delay. I feel like both of us were just kids, man.
Yeah.
Kids. Of course, I've got like a lot this week, so.
Not only that, but I definitely went to bed way later than I wanted to last night.
That's my story every single day.
Mm-hmm. Same here.
I'm such a night owl. I just can't help it.
I mean, I can't help it either. Not that I hate staying up late, but then I just regret it the next morning when I have to wake up.
Well, I want to start waking up early because now that I'm doing the daycare, I feel like I need to get my workout in before they get there. And then that way, during nap time, I can focus on other things.
Yeah.
Rather than, like, not, I need more time.
That's not a bad idea, but how early would you have to wake up to do that?
Like 6. I am not a morning person. I've always wanted to be. I even bought the Miracle Morning book, and I haven't even. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a morning person either, like, at all. I wish I was, too. I feel like that's the thing, though. People who are not morning people always wish that they were morning people, you know?
But the people that are morning people don't ever wish that they were night owls.
No. They're like, bedtime at 8:39. See you at 5 a.m.
Oh, man. I wish I could do that.
I do, too. But I just
Plus,
can't.
but I also don't have a kid. Like, I still have a kid that doesn't sleep through the night.
Yeah.
So... And that's my time. Like that at night, that's my time. Though. All 3 of them have done that. All 3. It's really just bad luck. I don't know. God's like, I know you like your sleep, but you're gonna have to wait a good long time.
Imagine the day though that they all 3 do sleep through the night. Imagine that day and beyond.
I can't even imagine it. I can't even imagine it. But. Okay, so every time we start this, I always want to go. Did you ever watch Full House? Mm-hmm. Do you remember the morning show?
Yeah,
Danny Tanner did with
what was it?
Rebecca?
Good Morning,
San Francisco.
Yeah,
and they would be like, "Good, wake up, San Francisco."
Yeah,
I always want to say, "Wake up,
wake up, Rogersville."
That's what I always want to say every Friday morning, and I always hold back. Whenever he passed away, I was shocked. You know that?
Yeah, I knew he died, yeah. But
I couldn't even believe it.
I don't remember what the cause was.
I don't know. I thought they said there was natural causes, but then I thought something that said...
I saw that too.
Foul play or something.
I saw that too. I don't know if that's true or not, but I definitely saw that as well.
But either way, he had like tweeted.
He had a young wife.
I know. They hadn't been married very long.
Young wife. I was surprised.
He had tweeted like early in the morning because I guess he was doing a comedy show, and he had like tweeted thanking his fans or something like that, and then he like
weird.
I know.
It's weird when people like that pass away.
I know. I just couldn't even believe it.
I mean, I couldn't believe it either.
I was like, what?
But I guess he probably was one of the oldest people on the show besides like Joey and what's his name?
Jesse. Mm-hmm. Uncle Jesse.
Yeah, who am I thinking of? Is it Joey, the one that has like the blondish hair? Yeah.
David. Joey's real name is David Coulier. I think that's how you say his last name. And then Uncle Jesse was John Stamos, yeah. I loved Full House, and then I watched Fuller House, which, by the way, you didn't. Oh, it was so good. I love Candace Cameron. I'm doing one of her devotionals right now. That's true. I found it out at Sam's Club.
Yeah. I'm not surprised.
I'm also reading. So I've always read Christian romance novels. Mm-hmm. Remember Bread and Butter, especially the suspense ones. Mm-hmm. And I just read an FBI series that I've read a lot, like years ago, and I reread them. And then I found more books at my mom's because she has all the books there. And I grabbed another series, and I read the first book in a day.
Where do you find the time to read?
I'm a really fast reader.
I mean, I feel like I am, too. Like I could probably get it done really quickly, but it's just, like, sitting there and doing it.
See, well, for the night that I finished that first book, I read for 2 hours from 10:15 to 12:15, and I looked at my phone, and I'm like, it's midnight. I was like, I thought it was only 11. I read for 2 hours.
I mean, sometimes the last book I read was called When She Wakes. It was so good. So good. It was about this girl who, like, essentially went to some college, and I can't remember exactly where, but you should really read it. I got it at Barnes & Noble. But she goes to pick up this professor, and she's taking him to, like, the lecture that he's going to be speaking at. And on the way there, he's acting super weird and asks her to pull over at her favorite spot. So she does. It's like this trail that she likes to run next to a river. And then these people come and intentionally, like, hit their car, which kills him and not paralyzes her, but essentially it does, because it puts her into, like, a coma, but she's also conscious. So she can hear everything and see everything that's going on around her, but she can't move her body. She can't respond to it. And then there's, like, so much other stuff going on in the book about why these people tried to kill this professor and what they were looking for.
Why would the professor even want her how would he even know that that's her favorite spot?
Well, I don't think he knew it was. I think he was just saying, like, pull over. And he was like, show me your favorite spot in town or something. And she did. And it was a crazy book. I mean, like, it literally, I couldn't stop reading it. It was so good. So good. I'd read it again.
Speaking of good, you know what comes out today?
The one with Channing Tatum, and it's March 25th, right?
I wasn't talking about that, but that comes out today?
Yeah, March 25th with Channing Tatum and Sandra Bullock. Yeah, yeah. That comes out today.
I want to go see a movie. I need to get out of my house. I haven't left my house all week.
I want to see that movie. We should go see it.
Can we? I also really want to see Uncharted.
I know. Is that one already out, though?
Yeah. But Channing Tatum and Sandra Bullock, I mean, that's like a
great pair.
Funny. It looks funny.
I want to see it.
No, season 2 of Bridgerton comes out today.
Well, I haven't even watched season 1 of Bridgerton.
But I'm so excited. I know some people are probably like, you watched Bridgerton? I did. I watched Bridgerton. I closed my eyes at certain parts. I did. I closed my eyes. But the storyline is so good if you can get past some of the scenes. Yeah.
I mean, I watched Game of Thrones, which was pretty rough.
I did not watch that. I kind of watched Outlander, but I didn't finish. I don't think I watched the last season, and I had to for sure fast forward through some of the scenes.
Started Yellowstone.
I love Yellowstone.
It's really good so far.
I know.
I've only made it through, like, the first, maybe the second episode.
Oh, it gets... Okay, the first 2 had actually turned me off from watching it when I watched it for the first time last year.
Yeah.
I think I watched the first couple episodes, and I was kind of like, this is strange. And then I kept seeing more people talk about it. I've got hiccups and all sorts of stuff going on. Natalia said Game of Thrones is way worse than Bridgerton. Okay, I feel much better for myself. It isn't
that, yeah. Game of Thrones is pretty rough.
I wonder if Outlander's worse than... Well, I should
don't
be
know. Game of Thrones
I think Outlander is worse than Bridgerton.
I didn't watch Outlander. I did watch Euphoria, which was also...
You said that.
It's just so raw. Like,
I think, Natalia, didn't you say you watched Euphoria too?
It's a good show. Like, it's good. And
see, you guys are watching all these racy shows, and I'm over here like, the one racy show I've watched is Bridgerton, and other than that, I watch Friends.
But Euphoria is like, I don't know. It's a good show, and I feel like they put a lot of, like, real and, like, realistic and also relatable situations in there for when you're, like, a high school kid, you know?
I don't know, from what you've told me, I can't really relate to any of that.
Well, but at the same time, it's also, what'd she say?
I don't think anything will ever be worse than Game of Thrones. I cannot do Euphoria.
Yeah, Euphoria is rough. I'm like, I told you that you wouldn't like it.
Yeah, I'm not going to watch it.
There was a few scenes where I was just like, it's like almost disturbing. I don't know. It's.
Ew, no. No. Mom says The Rookie. Yeah, The Rookie rocks. And all the Chicagos. I need a new show to watch. Something preferably that I have not seen. Because
Have you watched New Girl?
Yeah, I liked it.
So funny.
But I haven't watched it in years. And for some reason, every time I think about rewatching it, I'm just not in the mood.
I've rewatched it.
I know I need to watch The Office. But where can I watch that on? Because it's not on Netflix
they
anymore.
took it off Netflix. I don't know. I haven't looked that up. where you can watch it. But I know they have the series at Walmart. Like, you can buy it on DVD.
I bought
It's really good.
seasons 4 through 10 from Friends on Amazon.
Mm-hmm. I have HBO Max. Maybe The Office is on there.
I mean, Friends is on there. It makes sense that The Office is on there.
It might be.
In fact, I think it is. It probably is.
I can't remember what they said they were going to have it on still when they did take it off Netflix. I don't know. It was sad when they took both those off Netflix.
I know. And then the world went to crap. Straight up.
That's what happens.
They took Friends off of December or January. I think it was January 2020.
It was all that bad mojo for taking the good shows off of Netflix.
Natalia says Peacock for The Office.
Oh. Yeah, Peacock is like, I just recently started hearing about that. I wonder if they have good stuff on there.
I just want to say, though, our phone call last night, I'm still
so funny.
cracking up.
Did you guys see Cody's message this morning, though? Go look at it. It's funny. Natalia probably saw it already.
What did he do?
Look.
He got 34 followers already.
Hey, we're not talking about this.
I know we're not going to actually talk about it.
But
Don't worry, guys. Natalia's tired.
So tired. Same.
So, first off, I want to mention the mom and son Nerf gun. There's a Nerf gun thing for moms and their sons in April. I don't remember if it was April 19th or 23rd. It was something like that. But I feel like there's something going on the 19th of April.
I don't know if it's the 19th, but I know for sure that Easter is coming up.
I know it's the 17th.
Is it?
Yeah. I just feel like there's something going on the 19th. Anyway, so there's a mom and son Nerf gun fight in town. And Cassie reminded me last night to get tickets. So I'm going to order my tickets today for Alex and Aiden.
Do it. That'll be fun.
So I'm so excited.
Do you bring your own Nerf guns?
I don't know. I need to go look.
Yeah.
But it looks really cool. And I'm so excited because the three of us love playing Nerf guns. And then yesterday, my dad went with Aiden to the
Oh, yeah. How did
dad
that go?
and son lunch thing at his preschool.
How'd that go?
Good. He got to go in a helicopter
Aww.
and a fire truck. And he got a hat.
Yeah.
And they had pizza and ice cream. And my dad said he had a blast.
Oh.
So much so that when my dad left, he cried.
Oh.
So, but.
So cute, though. I'm glad your dad went with him.
I know. I was going to go. Straight up, I would go if I had to.
I literally, I think it was my mom that told me that, he wasn't going to be able to go. And I was like, if I were Megan, I would just go with him. Who cares?
Yeah, I would have too.
But yeah, I'm glad that your dad
Papa
did
stepped
that.
in.
Yeah.
But no, I thought we could talk a little bit about single parenting because you've been doing it
For a long time.
a lot longer than I have.
6 years I've been doing it.
That sounds terrible.
Well, ever since Holly was 8 months old, I've been single parenting.
She'll be 7 in July. 23rd?
25th.
I was close. Okay, what gets me every single time is Naomi's birthday is the 31st of July. And for some reason, I knew that her and Holly's birthday were days apart. And so I kept flip-flopping them.
I think we talked about that when Natalia was here.
But
single parenting?
yeah. Because I am in the throes and the thick of it. And I'm going to be honest, I don't like it.
I mean, I'm going to be honest. I didn't like it either. I feel like now, where we are now, when it comes, and where I'm at now, and when it comes to co-parenting and everything, is a whole nother world than when it was fresh and new. I mean, Holly's dad and I, we were not okay. We did not get along. Things were bad. They were bad. And it was just but we were also young. And
yeah, you guys were really young.
Yeah. And I mean, it wasn't terrible, being a single parent. It was the co-parenting part that was just really rough at first. But I feel like that's just kind of something that you guys, have to find your groove. And it's really just going to be a rocky start no matter who you are. I mean, but...
Yeah, well, especially you didn't choose it.
Yeah.
You know, because like I know there are marriages that end mutually, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And I think at least for some of the people I've talked to or seen, when they end on a mutual basis, it can make co-parenting easier because...
Well, there's no resentment towards each other in that situation. You're just kind of like, okay, we both want this, so now we're both going to co-parent. And I feel like it's just a lot more civil. But when things end on not so good terms, I just feel like everyone's kind of carrying a lot of anger towards the other person.
I don't know, I'm feeling fine.
Well, that's a good thing.
I'm feeling great.
Not even angry. I mean, I didn't feel angry. I just felt like...
It was just really hard. But you guys were really, really young.
Yeah, and the way that he acted, too, was just... It was messy, and it was, I don't know. But the single parenting part of it wasn't terrible. I feel like it was really a good experience for me to, like, figure that out on my own. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it would have been nice to have, like, a supportive partner to be there and do it with me, but I don't know. I feel like it helped me grow up a lot. I feel like it changed me for the better, and I mean, it was just me and Holly against the world is what it felt like. And I had a great family that was supportive. And
see, I'm already grown up, so we're not really...
That's what I'm saying. Like, I was young.
You're not. I don't have to grow up.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Like, it's being... Because I've done a lot of it these last so many months. And so I feel like I'm exhausted. And I feel like having 3 kids is a lot. But at the same time, the boys and I have started to find our groove, which is good. But I don't know, this whole co-parenting thing and knowing that the day's coming sooner than I want it to where our parenting plan is going to actually start makes me nervous. Like, what am I going to do on that weekend when I don't have them?
Whatever you want. Clean, read, shower for 2 hours, in hot water. Do whatever you want. That's the point, though, is I feel like as a mother, like, it's really easy to be like, but I don't want my kids away from me, you know? I mean, but I had to, like, and for me it was hard because Holly was so young, you know? I just wanted her with me all the time. And I felt, you know, she would cry every time I had to drop her off. She just wanted to stay with me. Babies love their moms.
I remember that.
Yeah, it was hard. But at the same time, like, I feel like it's also beneficial when it comes down to it because when you have your me time and just your time away from the kids, it just makes it that much more special.
I haven't had me time, especially during those 6 years that we were gone.
It'll be good for you.
Like, the most time I had would be when I would go grocery shopping or I would get my nails done in town. I never went to Target because our Target was 45 minutes away. And Natalia knows that because we were there together. But it was everything you would want to do by yourself or with your friends as a mom or person was almost an hour away. And I hated driving it by myself. And so it would almost be like, kind of like driving to Branson. And I hated it. I didn't want to ever do that. So I would get my nails done in town or I get groceries. And that would be my by myself time. And so that's what Natalia reminded me when she was in town last week. And she's like, I know it sucks, but she's like, think about it. That weekend is like yours. Like, for the first time in your life, you get a weekend to be Megan.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, what do I do?
Whatever
what do I do? Want. But I was laughing because I was talking to Becky about it, because Becky, our friend, is going through pretty much the same thing I am. And she's moving, hopefully, close by. And we're going to get our weekends. We're going to get our weekends lined up. And I was like, now I won't feel this completely. Like, if I get lonely, like, obviously you're across the street, but, like, I would have someone else that doesn't, you know, doesn't have her kid that weekend.
Yeah, I mean, I've had Holly every weekend her entire life, so I don't know what it's like to have a weekend to myself. But I do know what it's like to have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to myself, which isn't bad. I mean, it's not terrible.
No, it could be worse.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just feel like it's a lot, you know?
It is a lot.
And
Single parenting, co-parenting, all of it.
But, the boys have done it, honestly. They've done remarkably well.
Well, kids are really resilient. Like, people say that. It sounds cliche, but it's so true. Kids can really adjust and adapt to a lot of things, I feel like.
But, I don't know. I'm glad they've done pretty good, but...
I think it's good that they didn't have to be removed from their home. They still have their home, their rooms, like...
Everyone, their neighborhood,
yeah,
their friends, family, yeah. If we would have had to move, I think they would have been...
I mean, their whole life didn't get uprooted.
No.
You know, there's just one thing that's different.
Yeah.
And the scheduling might be a little different and all that, but, like, that's the kind of thing that kids easily adjust to.
Yeah.
If their whole life had been uprooted, it probably wouldn't have gone so well, but...
I can't even imagine. I can't imagine how I would feel. Like, if I would have had to, all that kind of stuff. And that's why I knew God had such a huge hand in this, because he really lined it up perfectly. Mm-hmm. Like, in a not perfect situation, he lined it up perfectly for the boys and I. And I have to remind myself of that a lot, because, there are moments when, like I was telling you, I'm like, why is this happening to me? And you're like, because you're a good person. I'm like, well, that's crap. It
is crap, but sometimes that's why... good people have things like this happen, because they can handle it and they can adjust to it. And I mean, I also feel like it was good for you that you didn't have to, like, uproot your life either.
Imagine if I would have had to move in with mom and dad. I would not be. I don't think I would be anywhere near as strong as I've been if I had to move back in with mommy and daddy.
Well, I agree.
I would have been like, we're done here. Okay.
Well, I'm sure that your parents wouldn't have totally loved it either.
My dad would be
having
like, getting you out of here on the next flight. Like, you're out of here. Yeah. Well, now that Molly's back too, I'm like, there wouldn't have been any room for the boys and I.
Yeah.
Been living on a box in the street.
Whatever. Your dad would never let that happen.
No, I know. But yeah, I don't know. Every single day I just keep reminding myself, like, even though this sucks, God has a plan in it. And, like, Alex asked me the other night why God's not answering our prayers. And I reminded him, I told him, I said, sometimes God takes longer to work on people's hearts because he wants what's best for them. But God also gives people the power and the choice. Like, he gives people the choice to choose. He gives people... I'm, like, losing my train of thought. Hold on. God gives everyone the ability to choose what they want to do and the path they want to take. Mm-hmm. And he gives them the option to choose whether you follow him or whether you don't follow him. And because of that, like, we have sin in the world everywhere around us. And because Alex asked me, like, well, why are there bad guys? Like, why can't God just take away the bad guys? And I says, because God gives people the right to choose. Like, you can choose. And he goes, you can choose to be good or bad. And I was like, yeah, you can choose to be good or bad. You can choose to follow Jesus, or you can choose not to follow Jesus. And obviously he's 6 and can't comprehend everything. But, he was crying when he was talking to me about it. And I told him, I said, listen, like, sometimes God just has to work a little bit longer on people's hearts, but he's got us in all of this. And you don't need to worry.
Yeah.
And he had calmed down and was okay after we talked. But it just, like, as a mom, it just makes me feel so sad that my 6-year-old has to even ask questions like that,
Well, yeah, and they're so much smarter than you think they are, too.
Big time.
So smart. It blows my mind.
And it just, I don't know, it just frustrates me.
Well, it is frustrating, but, I mean, eventually he's going to be old enough to realize, who was there, who wasn't there, who cares, who doesn't care, who made an effort, who didn't make an effort. Kids get old enough to realize those things. And
for everybody around him.
Yeah.
Family, friends.
Anybody.
Both sides.
I mean,
all of it.
It doesn't matter who it is. I mean, even Holly, like, she has friends at school that she'll be like, I don't understand why they treat me like this, Like, I just don't get it. And I'll be like, some people are just like that. And if they're not going to be nice to you or kind to you or make you feel good in some sort of way.
You don't need to be friends with them.
Yeah, then you don't need them in your life. Like, it doesn't matter who it is. Kids grow up to realize who's there and who's not.
Man. as a mom in this day and age, it just really frustrates me, you know?
It frustrates me too. I
And
don't
just
even
saying
want my
how
kid
things
in
have-
public schools. Like, as weird as that sounds. Like, I know I grew up in public schools, and I think it turned out somewhat okay.
But, like, it's gone downhill. Like, the world has gone downhill just since...
We have, what, first graders? You have a kindergartner. Like, Holly's going to go into second grade next year, and I'm just nervous for it because of all the bullying that's already happened to her. And, or just, like, around her. Like, she'll say, oh, I heard so-and-so say this to so-and-so. Or so-and-so said this to me. Like, what was it? At dinner last night, she literally looked at me and said that, she's like, some girl looked at me and said, it was like a rhyme. And the end of the rhyme ended with, when I see your face, it makes me want to throw up. She said that to Holly. And Holly was like, she said that to me, Mom. And I was like, well, she doesn't sound like a great person. So if I were you, I would just ignore it and move on. Like...
This is a first grader?
Yes.
Here's the thing. Who's teaching these first graders these
That's
things?
what I don't know. I feel like parents are completely lacking when it comes to parenting nowadays, to the point where kids are learning so much off of social media or YouTube or whatever. Like,
or from your their parents or older siblings.
I mean, Holly has kids' YouTube, so it's not like she can even see certain things. But when she gets on kids' YouTube, even watching videos of these kids, because, like, sometimes... there'll be two of them in the video and they're talking and playing or whatever. But it's like, either way, sometimes I hear these kids talk a certain way or say certain things and I'm like, what? No, like, turn that off. I don't even want you watching that. Like, it's ridiculous. And I just feel like, I don't know, everything is going to be chaotic in our kids' world, I feel like. I don't know. It makes me uncomfortable. But I also don't want to pull her out of school.
You need to get her to go to Rogersville. I mean, Rogersville's not like...
That's what I want. But
5 stars, but I do believe that it is better than some
I think
schools out
Rogersville's a good school. Nothing against Springfield schools, but I don't want her to go to Springfield schools. I never wanted that. I still don't want that. And I feel like it has affected her negatively. I feel like if she was in a different environment when it came to school and teachers and the kids around her, it would benefit her to go to a different school at this point. So that's happening next year, whether it needs to be a fight or not.
See, like, Alex has done really well. Mm-hmm. And he's with, like, there are preschool, kindergarten, and first grade at his school. And he hasn't had any bullying. He hasn't, like...
So Holly was in class. It's
done great.
And Jacob picked her up that day. And he ended up calling me to tell me this story because she told him basically right as she got in the car. But I guess she was in class. They were watching a movie, right? So in my head, I picture the teacher probably turns this movie on, sits at her desk, and the kids are all either like on the floor or at their desks watching this movie. That's what I picture. You know, does that sound right? Or would I just don't
like
know
during
what else?
quiet time?
I don't know if it's
they don't
during
do quiet time, do they? See, kindergarten still does it, but they watch. Alex says they put on a show.
Well, no, I think they were just watching a movie for some reason, and essentially, I'm not going to go into full detail, but Holly told her dad that another little girl touched her inappropriately, and she did it more than once. And Holly kept saying, like, stop doing that. I don't like that. And she wouldn't stop. And the other girl was laughing because she thought it was funny, but Holly was getting, like, genuinely upset. And I'm like, how is Holly sitting here yelling, like, stop doing that during a movie, which must be some sort of quiet time or must be quiet in the room, and the teacher doesn't notice at all or say anything? Like, why are you telling her to stop? Like, if I were that teacher, I would obviously address the issue. And so then I ask, when I see Holly next, I'm like, okay, well, did she stop? And she's like, no. I'm like, okay, well, then what did you do?
Did you guys talk to the teacher?
Well, listen, that's kind of where I'm getting at with this. Holly goes, I kicked her. And in my head, I'm like, I can't even be mad at her for that. I can't. Because if it were me, I would have kicked her too. I would have been like, back off. And so, Jacob and I have both told Holly, like, if someone is touching you inappropriately, if someone is doing something to you that makes you uncomfortable,
feel free
you can physically defend yourself. Yeah. I've told her that. I don't care, because kids also, like, pinch her and hit her at school. Like, yeah. Or
what kind of school is she going to?
That's what I'm saying. And then I brought this to the teachers. I had parent-teacher conference. I brought this to the teacher's attention. She's like, oh, I had no idea that happened. And I was like, well, you had to have been sitting in the class when it happened. Like,
Were you taking a phone call outside?
yeah,
Like,
I'm like, how did you not notice? Holly literally said that she kicked her. Like, she said she yelled, stop, and she wouldn't stop. So she kicked her, and then the little girl just got up and moved away from her. And you're telling me the teacher didn't notice any of that? Like, it just blew my mind, I guess. As a teacher, I feel like I'd be paying so much more attention to the kids.
Alex didn't get in trouble. He's gotten in trouble once. Mm-hmm. And do you want to know what it was for?
What?
Why his teacher got him in trouble? Because he wiped a booger on his friend.
That's funny.
But I'm just saying, though, like, she saw it. She saw him wipe a booger on his friend.
But yeah, that's
so
what I'm
he
saying.
got in trouble. So how was a little girl touching Holly like that in class?
Well,
Holly said
stop, she was laying on her stomach, and this little girl kept poking her privates, basically, is what happened. And she wouldn't stop when Holly was like, stop touching me there. And I'm like, so I addressed it with the principal because I said something to the teacher. She blew it off. Like, she's like, oh, well, thanks for letting me know. Like, I was like, okay. And I told the principal, I called her and I told her the story. And I said, I just want to bring this to your attention because I feel like if this little girl is doing something like that, there's potential in the fact that someone's doing something like that to her. So she thinks it's normal. She thinks it's okay. And it's not. So I brought it to her attention, and the principal said that, you know, she would address the issue and get it taken care of and blah, blah, blah. Whatever. I mean, I just want to make sure that that little girl is okay too, because like that's not normal
for a first grader, for a 7-year-old
behavior.
Yeah.
You know, especially when you're asking them to stop and they don't. Like, I don't know. It just made me uncomfortable all around, but I just don't like the experiences that Holly has had at this school. I'm not a fan. It is. It is. I'm going to let her finish this school year. Obviously, it's almost over, and I don't want to pull her out. But next year, she is going to a different school.
Can you believe the school year's almost over?
No, I can't. I cannot. That means no school for the next 3 months, starting in March, April, May. 2 months. It's almost May. I mean, it's almost April, and then after that, May, and that's usually what, like May 20th is like last day of school or something.
Oh boy, great.
It's freaking crazy. I don't have my glasses on. I can't see anything today.
Natalie said, "Thank goodness." I think she's done. I think she wants a break from like having to take them to school and do all that kind of stuff.
I don't blame you. That's another thing is like me living in Rogersville and driving to Springfield to bring Holly to school. Like, I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah, but Jacob's going to have to drive here to bring her to school.
Well, that's the thing is we might have to do a schedule change. I just don't know if he'll be willing, which is the messy part of it. But at the same time...
But like, either way, she needs a different school.
That's what I'm saying.
She needs a different school.
And my thing is I like Nixa, Ozark, or Rogersville. I prefer Rogersville, but, I mean, I don't know. I went to Nixa and I didn't really love the experiences that I had there, so I don't want that for her. But, I mean, everyone's different. You know?
Cody gets home next grade.
Next grade?
So, like, the next grade the kids go into, he gets to come home.
So, didn't you say he's deployed for a year?
Yes.
And he's only been gone, what, a month or more?
2 months. Yeah. She's a trooper.
You are, Natalia.
She's a trooper. I did, though, really enjoy our FaceTime call, though, with all 4 of us. That was a lot of fun.
That was a great time.
Hey, Cassie.
Cassie!
I miss Cassie.
Oh, Cassie, I want to come hold your baby. Just 5 minutes of baby time. So cute.
He's so small.
I don't want to talk about it. It gives me baby fever.
Not me.
You still have one that's like...
That I still have to hold like that.
Yeah. I don't. Mine's like 6 and she's like when she tries to hug me and she's huge.
When I hold Andrew like that for his nap, I'm literally like this. Are you okay? Rock to sleep.
I don't even remember the last time I rocked Holly to sleep.
Oh yeah. Naomi loved Parker. When that morning when you guys came and got Alex for school, Naomi gave Parker a huge hug around his neck. She's like, bye, Parker. Oh. I was like, no.
How could you not love Parker? He is like the sweetest.
Not no to like loving Parker, but like, because Natalia was like, watch Naomi like fall in love with Parker. And I was like, no, No, we've had them betrothed to each other for like,
Alex and
for the last 6 years.
I don't know. Parker's just the sweetest little thing. He's so precious. Every time he talks to me, it just melts my heart.
I know, he kept asking me for more Pringles yesterday. I was like, dude, we're only having one set of Pringles.
Can I have more Pringles?
Anyway.
If I were a kid, I'd ask for more Pringles too.
What time is it?
I don't have it
Okay,
on.
it's 8:38. We should probably wrap it up.
Yeah.
Well, have a great, wonderful weekend. I think the weather will be, shining. The sun will be shining. The birds will be chirping. Get out there.
Make it a great day or not. The choice is yours. All my Rogersville friends are going to be.
Time to go climb under the table. Make it a great day or not. The choice is yours.
That's something
and if you
our
went to
principal
Rogersville,
used to say to us.
She's still there. I wonder if she still does it.
I guarantee she still says
Make it a great day or not. The choice is yours. Sitting there in Dr. Kinslow's class for anatomy, listening.
It. Yeah, he was the best teacher.
I know. He was my favorite. He was a good teacher.
He was.
But anyway, yeah. And also, hey, if anyone needs a church to go to, Fellowship in Rogersville, check us out Sunday morning. Hold on. 9 and 10:30. Pause for a second.
Hold on.
9 and 10:30 services.
And today's supposed to be nice.
Yeah.
Like
and so is tomorrow and Sunday. Next Tuesday is supposed to be like 70 something.
Yeah.
This gives me life.
Hey, Tiffany's coming to town on Tuesday.
What?
She's staying Tuesday and Wednesday night, leaving Thursday to help Grandma a little bit. And we're going to Purple Burrito on Wednesday night. And Grandpa is making that like bean dish on Tuesday for everybody.
Is she bringing the kids?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Tommy is a maybe, but they're for sure coming. Parker is pretty cute. He is. You did a freaking good job, Cassie. You did a good job. He's adorable.
Wish someone would have told me about Tiffany.
I just found out yesterday.
That's fine. I always lost to know.
She just yelled like.
Sorry. At least Tiffany will be able to see my house.
Yeah. I just found out yesterday, but they're coming Tuesday. We're doing dinner on Tuesday all together, probably dinner and games, and then we're gonna do Purple Burrito on Wednesday.
Okay.
And yeah.
Sweet. I can go for some carne asada.
Ooh, I know. I don't know what.
Let's hope Lane is the same. He will be. Just do exactly what you did.
He already is cute. Yeah, he's gonna have a good big brother to have as an influence, and obviously good parents because Parker turned out great.
Should you snuggle him soon?
Oh, okay, good. I'm really excited. I'm really jealous that every time Megan, she'll be like, "Look who I get to hold today," and I'm like, oh.
I showed her a picture.
Jealous.
I was like, "Are you ready to be jealous?" What? I showed her a picture. She's like, "Oh, I'm like, see, jealous." Baby Wayne.
There's just something about holding a baby that, can make you have just an entire good week because you got to hold this brand new life. I don't know. I love babies. I do.
She's literally about to cry.
I'm not about to cry, but
okay,
I love
on
babies.
that note, anyway, have a good weekend. It's Friday. Do something good with yourself. Go for a walk. I might go for a walk
Get
later.
outside.
Okay, I always have to remember how to do this. Have a good weekend, Rogers.
Bye.